Give me a chef jacket.
A chef. Give me a jacket. Give me a jacket.
You're an asshole.
In Hell's Kitchen, most chefs get eliminated at the end of service. They hand over their jacket during the ceremony and leave with some dignity intact. But some chefs never made it that far.
Fuck that shit, dog. I ain't here for that. You want a fucking jacket? You want to talk some shit?
Today, I'm counting down the most shocking instant eliminations and quits in Hell's Kitchen history. From walking out over criticism, to challenging Gordon, to an actual fistfight, these 7 moments ended careers on the spot. And number 1, it almost shut down the entire show. Number 7, Caroline Valentino, the very first elimination. Season 1, Episode 1.
I'm Gordon Ramsay. Welcome to Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen had just premiered and nobody knew what to expect. 12 chefs walked into Gordon Ramsay's kitchen ready to compete for the head chef position at a new restaurant.
I'm dying inside. Dying. Because I'm not a chef.
Caroline Valentino was one of them, but her time in Hell's Kitchen would be historically short. But during the very first dinner service, Caroline struggled with basic kitchen tasks. Her lack of experience showed immediately. She couldn't keep up with the pace, couldn't execute dishes properly, and couldn't work as part of the team. Gordon watched her fall apart during service. The other chefs had to compensate for her mistakes. Orders were delayed, the kitchen rhythm was thrown off. Therefore, when the first elimination ceremony came, Gordon didn't hesitate. Caroline had shown she wasn't ready for this level of competition. She became the very first chef eliminated in Hell's Kitchen history.
Tell me why you think you should stay.
I don't think you should underestimate somebody who doesn't have any experience. They may surprise you.
The first jacket handed over, the first dream ended.
I want you to get on the stove and help.
All right.
Caroline's elimination set the standard for what would come. If you can't handle the pressure and execute the basics, you won't last in Gordon's kitchen.
This whole competition is about teams. Give me a jacket. Now, Hell's Kitchen no longer needs you.
Caroline was eliminated after one service. This next chef didn't even make it through his second. Number 6, Jeffrey Dewberry, the second service exit. Season 1, Episode 2. Jeffrey Dewberry, known as Jeff, was still adjusting to the intensity of Hell's Kitchen. The first service had been chaotic, and the second service was about to test everyone even harder. But during the second dinner service, Jeff hit his breaking point.
The outside. 4 to the red. And clean in the middle.
The pressure, the criticism, the relentless pace, it all became too much. He walked off during service, leaving his station abandoned. When a chef walks off during service, it creates chaos. The team has to scramble to cover the station.
I mean, you know, I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing.
Thank you for coming back. You never,
chef.
hello, desert your section again. Do you
Yes,
understand?
chef. Yes,
you stand
chef.
there like a man and you face it.
Yes.
Orders back up. Customers wait. The entire kitchen suffers. Therefore, Gordon had no choice but to address it immediately. You can't walk off your station in the middle of service and expect to stay in the competition. Jeff was eliminated that same episode. He became the first male chef eliminated from Hell's Kitchen.
Dewberry, you're going tonight for one very simple reason. You're a coward, and you turned your back on your team after you screwed them. Give me your jacket and get out of Hell's Kitchen.
And one of the earliest examples of someone who couldn't handle Gordon's intensity. His elimination proved that mental toughness matters just as much as cooking skill in Hell's Kitchen. Jeff walked off during service. This next chef walked out completely on his own terms. Number 5, Jeff Lepoff, The Angry Walkout. Season 1, Episode 3. Jeff Lepoff was a sous chef from Long Island with professional kitchen experience. He came into Hell's Kitchen confident that his background would carry him through Gordon's challenges. He was wrong. But during the third dinner service, Gordon's criticism hit a nerve.
I'm not doing it as you please, Jeff.
Yes,
if I had to listen to you all night long, no one would get served.
Yes.
I'll do the lamb if you can't do it.
When Gordon called out Jeff's mistakes, Jeff didn't take it professionally. Instead of accepting the critique and pushing forward, he let his ego take control. According to reports from the episode, Jeff called Gordon an asshole during the heated exchange.
You're not a fucking cook either.
You're an asshole.
What was that?
You're an asshole.
That kind of disrespect doesn't fly in any professional kitchen, especially not Gordon Ramsay's. Therefore, Jeff made a decision that would define his Hell's Kitchen legacy.
Chef, this is my first time on a line.
Do you want to argue?
No, Chef.
He angrily ripped off his chef's jacket in the middle of service and walked out. No elimination ceremony. No formal goodbye. He just quit, telling everyone he'd had enough. The kitchen went silent. The other chefs watched in shock as Jeff stormed out, abandoning his team during service. Jeff became one of the first chefs in Hell's Kitchen history to quit mid-service. The season 1 credits later listed his departure as due to a sprained ankle, but everyone who watched knew the real reason. He couldn't handle Gordon's kitchen. His walkout set a precedent that would be repeated throughout the show's history. When the pressure becomes too intense, some chefs break, they quit, rather than fight through it. Jeff's exit showed that professional experience doesn't guarantee you can handle Hell's Kitchen. Mental toughness and the ability to take criticism matter just as much as knife skills. Jeff quit because he couldn't handle criticism. This next chef quit over something even simpler. Number 4, Andrew Forster, The Mashed Potato Meltdown. Season 7, Episode 2. Andrew Forster walked into Hell's Kitchen with an interesting background.
Risotto kept getting messed up because that jackass makes it, and it gets sent back. Now you're behind, so then that just messes everything up.
He claimed he'd raised and butchered his own animals, presenting himself as someone who understood food from farm to table. That farm to table experience didn't prepare him for Gordon Ramsay. But during the second dinner service, Andrew struggled with basic cooking tasks. When Gordon corrected his technique, Andrew's ego couldn't handle it.
Why?
Yes, please do.
You put the thick stuff in, you add the runny to it.
That was a brilliant idea, Chef.
That's a brilliant idea, Chef. You think this is funny, don't you?
No, I don't think this is.
He took every critique as a personal attack rather than professional coaching. The breaking point came over something incredibly simple. Gordon was trying to teach Andrew proper technique, explaining how to correctly prepare a dish. Instead of listening and learning, Andrew got defensive. Therefore, Andrew made the decision to quit. Not because of some massive failure, not because of a health emergency. He quit because he couldn't handle being corrected by Gordon Ramsay. He told Gordon he was done and walked out of the kitchen on his own.
Temper with you. Say that again.
So now I've got to take it out of the saute.
Yeah, come here, you. Get out. Yeah, get out. Yeah, fuck off.
No one forced him out. No one eliminated him. He eliminated himself over his inability to accept coaching. Gordon's response was brutal and honest.
Put that fucking fresh stuff in a pan and you add the liquid to it. That's not going to make any ounce of difference there. It's gone.
That's not true.
He told Andrew he was a joke to the industry, and he was right. Andrew had just proven that his ego was bigger than his desire to succeed.
Nothing's wrong with me, Jake. What are you doing here? I'm walking out the damn door. What does it look like I'm doing? That man asked me to leave, and you expect me to stay here.
Andrew's quit became a cautionary tale about pride-destroying opportunity. He had a chance to learn from one of the world's best chefs, and he threw it away because he couldn't handle being told he was wrong. In Hell's Kitchen, your biggest enemy isn't Gordon Ramsay, it's your own ego. Andrew quit over his ego. This next chef's injury forced her out despite wanting to stay. Number 3, Ji-Cha, the injury that ended a dream. Season 5, Episode 2. Ji-Cha was one of the most promising chefs in her season. She had skill, determination, and the mental toughness to handle Gordon's intensity. She was a legitimate contender to win the entire competition. Then disaster struck during the second dinner service. But during service, Ji had an accident at her station. She sprained her ankle badly, the kind of injury that makes it difficult to stand, let alone work a high-pressure dinner service in Hell's Kitchen. Most chefs would have stopped immediately. Ji didn't. Despite the pain, Ji pushed through the entire dinner service. She refused to quit. She refused to let her team down. She cooked through the injury, proving her toughness and dedication. Therefore, when service ended, Ji faced an impossible decision.
Wanted to let you know that I hurt my ankle, Chef.
Are you all right?
I think I'll be okay, but I'd like to go through service and see how I feel, Chef.
I'd like you to stay as well.
Yes, Chef.
Her ankle was severely injured. Continuing in the competition would risk permanent damage, but leaving meant giving up on her Hell's Kitchen dream. After service, G made the heartbreaking choice to withdraw from the competition. She couldn't continue with the injury, and she knew it. Gordon Ramsay did something he'd never done before, and hasn't done since. He allowed G to keep her chef's jacket as a sign of respect. She hadn't been eliminated. She hadn't quit because of pressure. She'd been forced out by an injury while fighting to stay. G's exit was one of the most emotional moments in Hell's Kitchen history. She left with her head held high, her jacket in hand, and the respect of everyone in that kitchen. Her story showed that sometimes Hell's Kitchen doesn't eliminate you. Circumstances do, and how you handle that exit defines your character. G left with honor and respect. This next chef left with neither. Number 2, Brendan Heavey, The Lie That Ended Everything. Season 9, Episode 2. Brendan Heavey was working the fish station during dinner service. He was responsible for making sure every piece of seafood that left his station was perfect, properly cooked, properly timed, and most importantly, fresh.
Brendan?
Yes, chef.
Is that the same bass?
No, chef.
You didn't start a fresh one?
Yes, I did, chef.
So where's the old one then?
Threw it away, chef.
Show me.
Yeah. Chef, I can't find it.
During service, Brendan had a sea bass that had been sitting on his station too long. In a professional kitchen, you know when fish has been sitting too long, you can see it, you can feel it, and you definitely know you shouldn't serve it. But when Gordon asked Brendan about the fish, Brendan made a decision that would end his Hell's Kitchen run. He lied. He denied that the sea bass was old. He tried to convince Gordon it was fine to serve, even though he knew it had been sitting there past the point of acceptability. Gordon's instincts told him something was wrong. After decades in professional kitchens, Gordon can spot a lie about food quality from across the room. He pressed Brendan harder, questioning him directly about the fish. Therefore, Brendan eventually had to admit the truth. The sea bass was old, and he tried to hide it from Gordon. In Gordon's kitchen, lying is the ultimate sin. You can burn a steak, that's a mistake. You can overcook scallops, that's a learning opportunity. But lying about food quality, especially when it could affect customer safety and satisfaction, is unforgivable. The trust between a chef and the head chef is sacred. It's built on honesty about what's happening on your station. Once that trust is broken, there's no coming back. Brendan had just proven he couldn't be trusted with the most basic responsibility in a kitchen, being honest about the food. After service ended, Brendan was nominated for elimination.
I haven't witnessed that you've got left.
Heart, chef. I don't quit. Character.
During the ceremony, Gordon made it crystal clear that the lying was what sealed Brendan's fate.
I don't stop fighting. I know what I want. I want BLT steak, and I want to apologize for lying to you about the fish.
Not the old fish itself, the lie about it.
Sure, chef.
Your time's done, buddy.
Brendan was eliminated that night, sent home not just for a bad service, but for compromising the integrity of Gordon's kitchen.
I'm sad to leave Hell's Kitchen, but I'm going to go back to New York and lead another kitchen of greatness.
Gordon told him that in a professional kitchen, honesty about food is non-negotiable. Without it, you have nothing. Brendan's elimination became a lesson for every future Hell's Kitchen contestant. You can recover from burnt scallops. You can bounce back from raw chicken. You can even survive a terrible service. But you cannot recover from lying to Gordon Ramsay about food. That's the one line you never cross. Brendan lied and paid the price, but nothing compares to what happened next. Number 1, Joseph Tinnerly, The Fight That Almost Happened. Season 6, Episode 2, the most explosive, most dangerous, most unforgettable moment in Hell's Kitchen history. Joseph Tinnerly was an ex-Marine who came into the competition with military discipline and confidence. He thought his background would give him an edge in Gordon's high-pressure kitchen. He thought his training would help him handle anything Gordon threw at him. He was completely wrong. Joseph's performance had been inconsistent from the start. His attitude was becoming problematic. Gordon's patience was wearing thin. But nobody expected what was about to happen during the elimination ceremony. Gordon asked Joseph to do something every chef does in every elimination ceremony: nominate 2 people for elimination. It's standard procedure, basic format. Nothing unusual or difficult about it, but Joseph refused. Not a polite, "I'd rather not." Not a hesitant, "Can someone else do it?"
No problem. Tony,
and Andy. Listen, I know you may be slightly stupid.
A flat-out defiant refusal to follow Gordon's direct instruction. When Gordon pressed him to answer, Joseph started getting aggressive. His military background was showing, but not in a good way. And Gordon told Joseph that if he wouldn't follow the rules, he needed to take off his jacket and leave. Simple, clear, direct. Joseph didn't leave. Instead, he ripped off his jacket and physically walked toward Gordon.
You want a fucking jacket? You want to talk some shit? Let's go step outside, motherfucker. I ain't here for that, dog.
Not to hand over the jacket, not to exit the kitchen to confront him face to face. Therefore, this went from a standard elimination ceremony to a potential physical fight in seconds. Joseph got chest to chest with Gordon. His body language screamed aggression. His posture was that of someone ready to fight. His military training was evident in how he carried himself. This was a man who knew how to handle physical confrontation. You want to talk about fighting? Let's go step outside.
Jacket? You want to talk some shit? Let's go step outside, motherfucker. I ain't here for that, dog.
Joseph was actively challenging Gordon Ramsay to a fistfight on national television. Gordon didn't back up. He didn't flinch. He didn't call for security. He stood his ground and stared Joseph down, waiting to see if this ex-Marine was actually going to throw a punch. The tension was suffocating. The other chefs stood frozen, not knowing what to do or where to look. Producers moved closer to the confrontation, ready to intervene. Security prepared to physically step in if things escalated further. Therefore, this became the single moment that defined how far confrontation could actually go in Hell's Kitchen. Joseph was taunting Gordon, daring him to make a move, testing whether Gordon's tough guy reputation was real or just an act for the cameras. You could see the calculation happening in real time. Joseph was deciding whether to actually swing. Gordon was ready for whatever came next. The entire room held its breath, waiting to see if Hell's Kitchen was about to witness an actual fistfight between a contestant and the host. Gordon's response was absolutely perfect. He didn't throw a punch. He didn't shove Joseph. He didn't escalate the situation physically in any way. He simply held his ground with absolute confidence and let Joseph make the choice. The stare down felt like it lasted forever. Two men, face to face, chest to chest, one wrong move away from an actual fight that would have ended the show and possibly resulted in criminal charges. Security finally stepped in. They physically escorted Joseph out of the kitchen while he continued screaming threats. "You think I'm scared? You want to get rough? Let's go!" This elimination became legendary because it revealed both sides of Gordon Ramsay. Yes, he's intense and intimidating on camera, but when someone actually challenges him to fight, when the cameras stop mattering and it becomes real, he doesn't lose control. He gets calmer, more focused, more dangerous. So Joseph thought his military background would intimidate Gordon Ramsay. Instead, he proved that Gordon's authority isn't built on yelling and insults. It's built on presence, control, and the absolute willingness to stand your ground no matter what's coming at you. In 20 seasons of Hell's Kitchen, no one has ever come closer to actually fighting Gordon than Joseph Tinnelly in that elimination ceremony. The fact that Gordon handled it without throwing a single punch showed exactly why he's been able to dominate kitchens for decades. The incident was so serious that it made headlines beyond just reality TV coverage. News outlets reported on the ex-Marine who challenged celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay to a fight. It became one of the most talked about moments in reality television history. For Joseph, that moment defined his entire legacy. He's not remembered for his cooking. He's not remembered for his military service. He's remembered as the guy who tried to fight Gordon Ramsay and got escorted out by security while screaming threats. The Joseph Tinnelly incident set a permanent boundary for Hell's Kitchen. Future contestants learned exactly where the line is. You can argue, you can defend yourself, you can even raise your voice, but the moment you challenge Gordon to physical confrontation, you're done. Not just eliminated, removed from the building by security. Now that you've seen the most shocking eliminations and quits in Hell's Kitchen history, you need to see the most unforgivable mistakes that got chefs kicked out mid-service, from wasting thousands of dollars to serving dangerous food that could have killed someone. In that video, I break down the 10 worst mistakes in Hell's Kitchen history that crossed lines Gordon couldn't forgive. Click here to watch it next. That's Hot Plate Banter. We drop 2 videos every week, so hit that like button, share this with anyone who loves Hell's Kitchen, and subscribe for more Let's Keep This Banter Going.